Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at the newly released Hot Toys Zombie Iron Man. Let's get started. This is the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Mysterio Illusion Iron Man, aka Zombie Iron Man, based on the appearance of this character from the movie Spider-Man No Way Home. I pass on a lot of things. There's a lot of things I like that look well, I know they pop on the shelf. I pass a lot of times, I pass on a lot of things on things that I like to collect the things I love. Instead of just collecting everything, I go a step further. There's hoarding, then there's collecting, then there's curating. I'm definitely in the curating side of things. I really focus on the things that I love. I think this looks great, but this, like, from the moment it's released, I kind of knew it looks great. I'd like to have it on my shelf. It's very unique. Who knows, my opinion might change in the future, but this is one of those things that I put into the category as I really like it, but I don't love it. For example, if you take a look at the Cad Bane that was released, that one scene, even though I wasn't gone in the book of Boba Fett, that one scene where Cad Bane walked out of the desert and that kind of really intense standoff between him and Cobb Vanth, I loved that, so I knew I want that in my collection. But when I saw this, I really liked it, and I was on a knife edge, but this goes into the category. I really like it. I'd love to have it, but I think it's a pass for me because I don't love it, and it's nothing that it's wrong with it. It looks great. We're gonna look into it anyway. So this is $420. Iron Man Illusion from the movie Spider-Man Far From Home. So let's take a look at some of these images. So just this first image here, like, this looks impressive. Like, so obviously the parts light up. It's not die cast, and for $420, that is quite expensive. And like, I know people are going on about inflation and everything, but this was like priced, I think this was announced maybe, I want to say like 2020 or sometime around then, I think. So this, like, I know inflation was still going on in 2020, like inflation isn't new, but this isn't like a new announcement. This is actually released. But it's not die-cast, it's $420. Light-up features in the eye, the repulsors and the chest, just like a normal Iron Man. I'm pretty sure underneath this is the Mark 46. That would make sense because I believe the Mark 46 was in Civil War, and that's when Spider-Man was first introduced, or at least the Tom Holland version, into the MCU. So you have like some of these wires. That's a nice touch. Some of the wires that have, and a bit of metal pieces that have fallen down. That's a great touch. Heavily worn. I love battle damage. And that's what really attracts me to this. I just think it adds more character, more realism to it. Trump card here, look at the skull. You see the hollowed out eye of the skull and the nose as well, and even like the teeth. The teeth could be a bit rotten up. This guy looks like he's actually been brushing his teeth. They're fairly white, but maybe it's just that image. So again, no die cast, but like there's a lot of wires dripping down or kind of hanging down with bits and pieces of like panels that have popped off. It's heavily gnarled, worn, off color. Yeah, look, I mean, this is battle damage as it gets, really. I think it comes with a drone as well. So Mysterio obviously doesn't come with this, but I think a lot of people you're gonna see a lot of photos popping up over the next few days and weeks and probably months of people posing like this in front of Mysterio, as if Mysterio is manifesting this, or he basically creates this illusion, gets in using Stark Tech and the drones, gets inside Peter's head so he doesn't know what's real or not. The base, I've heard people say that the base looks a bit toyetic. It definitely does. I tend not to like kind of lightning effects and stuff like that. I very rarely use the effects pieces to come with these because I feel it takes me out of it. Kind of starts looking like a Hasbro type of job. I want to go for the most realistic look. There are some that I've used. Definitely, if you see behind me, that's the Mandalorian, the Beskar Mandalorian. He's using that flame effect, and have an Incinerator Trooper use the flame effects. I think they're actually quite well. But yeah, and actually I used the Mysterio illusion effects as well, which I was quite impressed with. They just looked well. This looks cool, definitely. I really like the way you have the actual base and the rocks and the kind of broken ground, and the inclusion of the Iron Man headstone. Then here you have the kind of illusion, this kind of suggests that this is all illusion, like being formed by the drones, little mini drone there. It's forced perspective. You put this in the back. Obviously, if you want the real 1/6 scale, you got to buy them separately, or buy the Spider-Man, what's it called? It's the Spider-Man homemade suit from Far From Home. You get the actual drone. I got an upgraded suit up there. I bought the Mysterio'S drone set separately, which comes with the true 1/6 scale ones, and then two of these, I believe the same ones here as pictured behind Iron Man here. So they're a little small, so they're like far away. They're not small. they're far away. Father Ted reference there. Let me know in the comment sections in below if you know what Father Ted is. Right, so flick through some of these. Like, this looks great. It'll always blow me away, whether I pick up a figure or not, whether I like a figure or love a figure, or, you know, it always blows me away, the talent of the people have to engineer this and sculpt it and add the paint applications and add the light and all this kind of stuff. Like, even, I love the way that there's tooth missing here. I think those teeth could be definitely a bit more weathered up and rotted. They're not great teeth, but they're kind of, you know, I've seen some living people with worse teeth. So if you look at all this, the battle damage, the paint applications, the rust and the dirt, and as if it does look like it's just crawled out of the earth, which is, I suppose, the whole point. Yeah, this all looks very good. This base looks great. I really like the headstone, and I like the rocks here. Not too gone on this, but then again, I didn't really like the Mysterio effects when I first saw them. When I got them in hand, I really liked them. Super. All of this is just super. It's just beat to crap. I like the way bits stripped off of the mask, and you can see the little workings underneath. The detail, look at this kind of like almost like a honeycomb pattern here. All the chips and weather damage here. This looks great, like this. And you know, maybe this is one that I'll kind of treat myself to in the future. I do think this is, I imagine, like, we're oversaturated with Iron Mans. Iron Man is kind of like Hot Toys cash cow. They know it sells. It does very, very well in the Asian markets, I believe. It wouldn't surprise me though if a lot of people sit on this and this end up getting bargain bin, and then years to come you have people on Facebook groups looking for this for a reasonable price. It's kind of a meme at this stage. Yeah, like it looks great. It's a creepy looking thing. And it's something so unusual, like it'd be very different in my collection, something that I wouldn't normally go for, but yeah, I do really like it though. Wouldn't rule it out. It's a pass for me, but it looks super. Really loving the detail. I think if it was die cast, I'd prefer that, but at the same time, if it's die cast, and this is not die cast, it's $420. You'd imagine die cast be pushing up, what, $475 maybe $5. Yeah, you gotta admire the details. You gotta admire the talent of these people, whether it's sculpting or paint apps or the engineering that goes into them. Looking forward to seeing reviewers doing reviews in this and seeing what the articulation will be like. I'm going to wrap this up here. In conclusion, I really like this. I actually really liked this scene. This is one of the highlights for me of this film. And I really liked Far From Home. And people, it's hit and miss for a lot of people, but I actually liked all of the MCU Spider-Man trilogy. No Way Home is the trump card for me, but I liked them all. I thought Homecoming was a very indie type of film. Really kind of like, you know, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Then you have the I suppose the blockbuster Infinity and Endgame, where he's Spider-Man's in space, which is like completely different to what we've normally seen. And then No Way Home is just, I think No Way Home is one of the best MCU films out there. But yeah, in conclusion, I really like this, but I don't love it. So who knows, in the future, you know, maybe might be like the Devil's Workshop or someone like that might have it for a drop down price that's too good to refuse. But it's a pass for me at the moment. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing reviews and seeing what people do with this. So that brings to the end of this video. If you want to support the channel, and by the way, if you are one of the 747 people who've clicked that subscribe button, I really appreciate it. The channel has grown relatively quickly, and I didn't see it growing that quickly, or growing that big so quickly. Really appreciate it, especially if you're a recurring viewer. But look, if you're still watching now and you haven't clicked that subscribe button and you'd like to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Let me know if you like this or not, are you picking it up or not. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on it. You can also follow me on Instagram and follow me on Twitter. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.